continuation part of the chapter Life and its Diversity, and in my previous video I started with the topic of 5 kingdom classification by Whittaker, and the 5 kingdoms are Monera, Protista, Fungi, Plantae and Animalia. Okay, so we have already completed explaining the first 2 kingdoms, which are Monera and Protista. I hope you have understood those kingdoms, the identifying characters of those kingdoms. Moving on to the next kingdom is Kingdom Fungi. Now, let's talk about the different characteristic features of Kingdom Fungi. It includes molds, mildews, yeast, rust fungi, mushroom, puffballs, bracket fungi. So most of these names are unknown to you, I know that, but some names you know, like molds, yeast, mushroom, and you all know that all these fall under the kingdom fungi or fungi, both are correct. And the other names, they are also fungus, like mildew, rust fungi, puffball, bracket fungi. These all fall under the these are groups of or different types of fungi. Okay, these are not, we cannot say as examples, not particular organisms. They are groups of fungi. Examples, we will talk about them at the last. Okay, now talking about the identifying characteristics. The first point is they are achlorophyllous. A-C-H-L-O-R-O-P-H-Y-L-L-O-U-S. Achlorophyllous means air is absent. So chlorophyll is absent, that means they do not have chlorophyll in them, and they do not perform the process of photosynthesis, thus they cannot produce food on their own. So they are achlorophyllous, they are spore producing, means they reproduce by spore formation. You have read in class 8 the types of asexual, the modes of asexual reproduction that was there in your syllabus. So spore formation was one such mode of asexual nutrition, and you have read that they produce spores, sporangium, spore sacs. This occurs in rhizobium. So all, not rhizobium, sorry, rhizopus. So rhizopus is an example of fungi only. This is a fungi only where spore, this example you have read in class 8. That is why I wrote the name of this example. Okay, so they are basically, they perform the process of reproduction by formation of spores. Okay, so spores are the dedicated reproductive units of fungi. Next one, multicellular eukaryotic organisms. They are multicellular and they are eukaryotic. Okay, so these all fall under the first point. Vegetative body is filamentous called mycelium. Mycelium is present, M-Y-C-E, and hyphae is also present. Now what is mycelium and what is hyphae? You can see the picture in your book, this picture, right? So this whole part is known as the mycelium. Okay, these mycelium, vegetative body is filamentous called mycelium. As you can see, filament-like structures are present here. So this whole thing is known as mycelium, and each of the branches of this filament-like structure, each of the branches are known as hyphae. So let me draw this thing here. I'll just draw this only. There are round head-like structures are here, right? So the whole thing is known as mycelium, and each branch is known as hyphae. Okay, mycelium and hyphae, I hope you have understood. Next, cell wall contains chitin. I am rubbing this so that I can write the points. Okay, so what is the second point is the vegetative body is filamentous, which is known as mycelium, and all the branches of mycelium are known as hyphae. Okay. Third point, cell wall contains chitin. So cell wall is there, and the cell wall is made up of chitin, and the reserved food within the chitin is glycogen and fat. Reserved food is glycogen and fat. So chitin is the basic component of the cell wall of the fungus, and the reserved food is glycogen and fat. Okay. Next point, true tissues are absent. True tissue absent means the basic properties of a tissue are not present, but certain type of tissue is there which do not follow all the characteristics of a true tissue. That is why they are saying that true tissue is absent. Whatever tissue is there, it acts like a tissue, but it is not a true tissue. Next point is mode of nutrition is heterotrophic. Heterotrophic. I'm not writing here heterotrophic because all of them they will obviously be heterotrophic because they are achlorophilous. They cannot produce food on their own, so obviously they will be heterotrophic. So let's write the mode of nutrition: saprobic or parasitic. Symbiotic. Saprobic, parasitic or symbiotic. So saprobic and parasitic meaning you know, right? Saprobic means they feed on dead and decaying organisms. Parasitic means host-parasite relationship, and symbiotic. This one is new to you. Symbiotic means when two organisms mutually depend on each other, they mutually help with each other with whatever the other one needs and takes something that it needs. Okay, so it's a mutually dependent relationship, and these are the modes of reproduction in case of fungi: saprobic, parasitic, and symbiotic. Next point is reproduction is both asexual and sexual. Asexual and sexual. So they can undergo both sexual and asexual modes of reproduction. Kingdom fungi plays role of decomposers. So just like the previous two kingdoms, also the organisms which fall under decomposers, they can also the organisms that fall under the kingdom fungi, they can also play the role of decomposers. Okay, I hope I am clear to you all. These are the characteristics or the identifying features of the kingdom fungi, and the examples include Mucor penicillium. Mucor is a scientific name, so you will underline. Penicillium is also a scientific name. You will underline. Now, let's just sum it up once again. They are achlorophyllous, means they do not contain chlorophyll in them. They are spore producing, that means they perform reproduction by formation of spores as in rhizomas, as we have read in class 8. They just not only produce spore, because later on you get to know that they also reproduce sexually. So, achlorophyllous spore producing, multicellular and eukaryotic. First point, they have the vegetative body is known as mycelium, and the branches of mycelium is known as hyphae. The cell wall is made up of chitin. The reserve food of that is glycogen and fat. True tissue is absent in fungi. The modes of nutrition are saprobic, parasitic, symbiotic. Modes of reproduction are asexual and sexual, and the organisms of fungi, some of them also play the role of decomposers in our nature. For example of kingdom fungi include Mucor, penicillium. Okay, so this is all about the identifying features and example of kingdom fungi. I will move on to the next kingdom now, which is kingdom Plantae. So the next one is kingdom Plantae. In your book you will find in point number 4 kingdom, it is also written as kingdom fungi. in point number 4. Both point number 3 and 4 are written as kingdom fungi, but it is wrong. So cut fungi in point number 4. Cut kingdom fungi in point number 4 and write. So this is number 4 kingdom. Okay. Write kingdom plantae. Right? Kingdom plantae. It is a printing mistake. It is not fungi. In point number 4, it will be kingdom plantae. Moving on with the characteristics. They are multicellular and eukaryotic. Obviously, they are plants are multicellular and they are eukaryotic. Next is tissue and tissue system are present except for certain cases. So in most of the cases, tissue and tissue system is present. Okay. Next point. Mature cells have central vacuole. So when you will move on, when we will start the next chapter, then you will get to know about all the cell organelles and what cell organelles are present in plants and some are not present in animals and vice versa. So you will know more about the cell organelles and more about plant cells. But just because we are doing it before that chapter, let me tell you that plant cells have a cell organelle which is known as vacuole, and this cell organelle, the functions and all that I am not going on with those, because in the next chapter we will go through those topics. But these vacuoles are mainly present in plant cells, and the size and number of these vacuoles are more in plant cells, and even if they are present in animal cells, they will be small in number and also smaller in size. So they have a central vacuole. It is one of the important cell organelles of plantae. Okay, so it has a central and large vacuole. The cell wall is made up of cellulose. Cell wall is present in plant cells and absent in animal cells. So in this case, the cell wall is made up of cellulose. Cell wall is made up of cellulose. Inorganic crystals often occur in the cell. Okay, you can just write these 2 points. These are the important ones, that central vacuole is present within the cell and the cell wall is made up of cellulose. From this point, these 2 topics are okay. Moving on to the third point, mode of nutrition is autotrophic. Obviously, we all know that green plants contain chlorophyll and they can produce their own food themselves. So the mode of nutrition that they undergo is known as autotrophic. Photosynthetic organs contain chlorophyll. For this reason, chloroplast is found. Chloroplast is found in plant cells. A few plants are heterotrophic also, either saprobic or parasitic. Some plants, we all know that they are insectivorous plants. They feed on capturing insects, and those are not chlorophyllous plants, do not undergo autotrophic nutrition, but those are rare ones. Mostly plants undergo autotrophic nutrition since they have chlorophyll in the chloroplast. Okay. Next, plantae plays a role of producer in the ecosystem. So all the previous 3 kingdoms, the organisms of those 3 kingdoms, all of them played the role of decomposers. Only the plants are the producers in the ecosystem because they are the only ones that can produce their own food with the help of photosynthesis. So they act as the producer in the ecosystem. Example, moss, fern, etc. Okay. So these are the characteristics of kingdom Plantae and these are the examples. Moving on to the last kingdom, which is kingdom Animalia. Starting with the last kingdom, which is kingdom Animalia, the number 5 one. The characteristics are, the organisms are eukaryotic without cell wall and photosynthetic pigments. So they are eukaryotic, no cell wall, no photosynthetic pigment, or no photosynthesis. They do not perform photosynthesis. Eukaryotic, obviously multicellular, no need to write there also. No cell wall present, no photosynthesis occurs. Okay. Body organization is cellular, tissues, organs and organ system are present. Obviously, they are multicellular. You can just write they are multicellular. So that only represents that the body organization is made up of many cells, and ultimately a complete organism is produced with this type of body organism where cell, tissue, organ system are all present. Okay. Responsiveness is sharp. The mode of response or the quickness or the how the response, that is very sharp. Okay. Next point is mode of nutrition is heterotrophic. Mode of nutrition is heterotrophic, being holozoic or ingestive. You can just write that mode of nutrition is heterotrophic, that will be enough, because obviously animals do not have photosynthetic pigments, they do not perform photosynthesis, and they will have to depend on other organisms for their nutrition. Thus, they are heterotrophic organisms. Okay. Next one is animals are the consumers. So there are 3 points only. They all are the consumers. They do not play the role of decomposers also. They are not producers also. They are just consumers which depend on other organisms or mainly plants for their mode of nutrition. Example, you can give any example of animals. Hydra, you may or may not underline, it is written as a scientific name also or as a common name also. Hydra, pigeon, human being, anything can be the example of kingdom Animalia. So I hope I am clear to you all with all these five kingdom classification given by R.H. Whitaker. The name of R.H. Whitaker is very, very important. You will have to remember that as well. Along with those, all the identified characteristics with all the kingdoms along with their examples. Okay.